In Jesus' parable, this wealthy man has everything, it seems. He has fine clothing, sumptuous food, doesn't seem to have a care in the world, reclining there, doing his own thing, doesn't even know that there is a poor man at his doorstep who is hungry and lying there, covered in sores and sick and dying. He's so oblivious because he's in his own little world. He literally thinks he has everything. There's one thing that he doesn't have: time. He doesn't know that his time is almost up. He doesn't know that the death toll is going to chime for him. He doesn't know that this is the moment that his name is going to be called and he will enter into eternity. This is the gift of time. Time is a place for mercy. As we live in this world and we have the gift of time, we have the opportunity to experience God's mercy. He wants to pour out his mercy upon us. He wants us to choose him. He wants us to be in the kingdom with him. He wants to save us. And so moment after moment, he gives us the opportunity to keep turning toward him, to keep giving ourselves to him in this moment of time. But when that time runs out, there's no possibility to make another decision. There's no possibility to do something else. And in Jesus' parable, he demonstrates this by the man who wishes he had more time, calls out to Abraham, whom he's aware of, and he says, just give me another chance. Give me the opportunity to go warn my brothers. Give me a drink of water. Give me something. He wants more things to keep happening. But there is no time after this world is complete. He is where he is, because that is what he chose to be. We never know when the last moment of our time is going to expire. We never know when God is going to call us from this world. And we think that, well, I have another moment. I have another chance. I have another opportunity. And hopefully we do, because God gives us the gift of time so that he can pour out his mercy upon us. But we're not sure if this is the moment when I am going to be called. And it causes us then to ask that question: if the Lord were to call to me, is this the me that is ready to face eternity? As I was thinking about this gospel passage today, it was obvious that this is a story about injustice. This is a story about the wealthy who take too much for themselves and do not care for the poor. This is a story of imbalance where people suffer because other people don't. It's a story where we seem to hear this call that we cannot live in our bubbles and we have to go beyond that. And I think that's the obvious tale here. But as I was thinking about it more, there's another layer to it that struck me, I think, for the first time as I was reading it earlier this week. That in this gospel, think about your own household and how in your own household there is a rich man and there is a poor Lazarus. In this household, that is me. Many times our body is the rich man. My body clamors for food, and so I feed him. Wants pleasure, and so I give it to him. Wants leisure, and so I take it. Wants all kinds of things, needs to be healed, and so I go see the doctor, or I go get the medicine, or I do whatever. I go on vacation. I lavish upon my body all the wealth of this world. My body is resting in comfort. My soul is poor Lazarus at the doorstep. My soul might be hungering and calling out for food. My soul might be sitting in the filth of sin and need to be cleansed. My soul might be covered with sores, damaged by the weakness of my humanity. My soul might be crying out to be recognized. And sometimes I'm so busy with the things of the world that I don't pay attention to my soul. And poor Lazarus there dies and withers away. In our own houses, where there is an imbalance often, that many times we give our attention to the things that we immediately feel. I know when my body is hungry. I know when my body is sick. I know when my body is experiencing these things, and I tend to them right away. But when my soul is experiencing those things, do I tend to them as quickly? Or do I think in the back of my head, oh, I've got time. I've got time for that. I've got time to feed the soul one day. One day I'll join a Bible study. One day I'll have time for prayer. One day I'll open up the Bible. One day I'll go to confession. One day, one day, one day. But what if there is not one more day? What if this is my moment? And I die in that place where my body and soul are separated. That there is no life for them together, but that I experience the torment that rich man experiences. It really becomes a call for us then to enact justice, not just out in the world, but in my own life. That this is the opportunity to begin making decisions and to say, what am I going to do to address poor Lazarus? What am I going to do to heal the soul that is poor Lazarus? What am I going to do to lift poor Lazarus up within me so that I might be fully alive? So many times when I have spoken with someone, I've asked them in spiritual direction or counseling or confession or whatever, tell me about your spiritual life. Tell me about your prayer life. Tell me about your faith life. The number one answer, always, well, it could be better. So we're aware that this is not the me that is ready for eternity. If I am saying right now my prayer life could be better, my relationship with God could be better, I'm not ready for heaven. If I were to die right now, this is the me that lasts for eternity. And if this me is broken and weighed down by sin, then that's the eternal me. There is no time after death. I have to be the person now with my foot in heaven or my foot in hell. I have to make that decision now. I have to cultivate that relationship with Jesus now. I have to be receiving forgiveness in the sacraments now. I have to be doing works of charity now, not tomorrow, not when I retire, not next week, now. Because this is the moment. If this dies, this is the one that is eternal. I could call out and say, but Lord, give me more time. He's going to say, I'm sorry. You chose this version of you to be the eternal version of you. We do not know when that last hour is coming. And so it is incumbent upon us now to do the things that we want. If I want a better relationship with the Lord, then I need to do that. If I want to be forgiven, then I need to call out for mercy. Because we live in the time of mercy. When we die, we enter into the time of justice. Right now is the time of mercy. And so embrace that gift of mercy, enjoy the time that has been given to us, and make every moment to live it fully. I've encountered so many people recently, maybe in OCIA in the past several years, in the neighborhoods as I go about walking and entering into people's homes and having conversations with them. And I'm finding so many folks who have parts of their lives that are not yet where they need to be. We don't have time to wait around. Maybe you weren't confirmed because you moved around a lot when you were a kid and never received the sacrament. Now is the time to do that. Maybe you haven't been to confession in a while because of this thing or that thing or another thing. Now is the time to do that. Maybe you didn't get married in the church and you just didn't think about the sacrament of matrimony. Now is the time to do that, because marriage outside of the church is not marriage. We don't have time to wait around for something else. We act now, because this is the time of mercy. So I would encourage everyone, as we listen to Jesus' parable today, that is not weak, but is strong. And I would encourage every one of us to think about, what is the person that I want to be the eternal me? What does that look like to have a relationship with Jesus? To be cleansed in soul, mind, and body? To be healthy and strong in my soul? What is the me that I should be and that I want to be forever? Make the next step this week. Take one step in that direction. What is the one thing I need to do to move in that direction? And I encourage you to take that one step, because then another step will follow, and another step will follow. And as we make use of every moment of time that we have, we then don't have to fear when the bell tolls and our name is called, because we will rest in the bosom of Abraham and know that the Lord fulfills every promise he made to us. The rich man had everything except time. He didn't know that it was over. Right now, you and I have the gift of time, but we don't know how long it's going to last. So make every good use of the time you have, so that when your name is called, you will rejoice to know God's justice, because you've taken advantage of his mercy now.